Hello everyone and welcome to Game Club, and today we're at the dawn of humanity as we play to strive and survive in Tribes. Right, so I'm going to start with the unboxing, which is always the most favourite part of any video. Let's begin. Right, okay, so we'll start with the box itself, and I think that the box kind of simplifies the story and gets us interacting with it in a very base way. You've got your cave art here, you've got your, what effectively I believe are the evolution of your cavemen or your tribes. We've got the woolly mammoth, and then we've got our cows, and we've also got the dogs as well. Inside the box, our instruction booklet. With Cosmos you generally get a pretty succinct one, and this one looks pretty good as well. I haven't fully gone through it, but I can kind of grasp what it's saying, what it's doing, where it's going. And we've got a resource board, very useful, very nice indeed, very good. We've got loads of tokens, which is general and usual for these sort of games, these resource management sort of games. There we go, and we've got another, oh dear, pop one out there inadvertently. Let's try and put that back in just for now if we can. And we've got more icons, more tiles, and then we've got bits inside here, and a few, as per usual, as probably we've all seen, bits that come out there. But fair enough. There we go. We've got some bags there. Wonderful, excellent, amazing. I'll just now put that back in, and we will then go ahead and review and play, of course, Tribes. In front of us here is the Tribes central board setup. As you can see there, it's ready to go. But before I'm going to go through that, I'm just going to quickly pan down and show you. These are 2 of the 4 players here. The other 2 are at the top here. And effectively, each player, so we've got the starting player here, 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Each player will get 15 tribe members. You'll get your marker tokens, which are achievement tokens, which are here. These are effectively your progress markers. 5 shells and 3 land tiles, which you choose from this. It's basically a shuffled up bag with all the land tiles in it. Just to note, first and second player do not get any bonus, but the 3rd player and the 4th player get single VP as well, just to benefit them, because obviously they're seen as having a disadvantage. Now let's go through the board quickly, because it's probably the best place to start. 4 is this is our progress markers here. These are 4 of them here, 1, 2, 3, 4. They are used to basically define how many of people or whatever you get from this. So this is obviously your people marker here. You then get your I'm trying to think of this, exploration marker there. Then you get your movement marker there, and then you've got your, I'm just trying to see, I think that is the combat marker or some such there. Then of course if we come across here, we've got the achievements on the board. So these are the open achievements at the start. There's 4 there, and as you complete these, you'll move up to sort of reveal these, unlock these as such. You've got your event markers here, which will come when effectively, if you just zoom in, so you can see if you land, say for instance you end up on this token or on that there with a little lightning on, this is taken and placed in here, which I'll go through in just a second. In fact, I shall go through now. So we've got the action tiles here. So these are actions you can take, and as you can see, they are randomized, but you've effectively, what you do is you choose an action and you'll place a shell on it, and you place shells on every subsequent action. So sometimes you can end up, if you did it here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you end up with all your shells used. Probably not what you want to do, but some people like to do that, just dependent on how it is. And obviously because they've been randomized, it is a case of you will end up with random achievements all over the shop. Anyway, we'll go through how to play in just a second. Nothing else really to note there. This is obviously a 4-player game, but there are 2-player, 3-player variants as well. So, Tribes is actually a lot more simpler than people give it credit for. It is actually, to be perfectly frank, it's a game about exploration and completion. So effectively what you're doing is you're completing your achievements here via exploration, which is the land tokens, which you can see up there, And the way you do that is very simple. Effectively, and I'd say once again, I always say this, get the booklet, keep the booklet nearby when you're first playing. But effectively what you do is this. I think that this is the sort of game where 1 or 2 times you'll need it, after that you should be fine. Say for instance you decide you want to procreate. You'll put seashells onto the 2 preceding, then you will procreate, and as you can see, you look at your numbers here, and as you can see you've got 1, so then you will basically take one of your tokens, we'll use it as brown for today, and then they will effectively place it on wherever on the board there. And that is then taken from here and moved to the end, push forward, and then you're off again. Now, if someone decides to do, say, exploration, they can take this shell here, but they have to lay 1 shell down there. What generally happens is a lot of shells will end up congregating at the start, and sometimes on events as well. You'll find events will flow, and events of these here will flow along the board to the end, and they will end up with lots of different seashells on it, and you have to choose, is it right for me or is it logical for me to take the hit, because normally I'd say about 80% they're pretty bad stuff. But effectively what you can do, so you can procreate, you can explore, you can move here as well, which means you will move around the token. So for instance, so procreate is you get a figure, explore means you get to draw another tile from the tile bag, and that's random, or if you decide to move, then you get to move, and that's all judged on these, which move up as you effectively complete this. So for instance here, you'll move up the exploring scale, and if you do hunting, you move up again, etc, etc. So it's pretty self-intuitive, and effectively what you're trying to do is you're trying to get as many of these as you possibly can and be the person who has the most. That is it. The game doesn't try to be too overly complex. It's almost as if it would be sort of translatable to a Neolithic group of people, which is always useful. So just to note, I've gone through the very bare bones playthrough of Tribes. That's because I'm hoping if you decide to buy it, you will then explore it further. We will try and do probably a sort of professional playthrough of this at some point. It's just we've got a backlog of games, and as per usual, thus we're running ahead of ourselves. But Tribes, great game, absolutely great game. It hides its sort of complexity very subtly. It's got a level of depth and richness that rewards repeat playing. It's a sort of game that mid-level to high-level gamers can play, get reward from, may not want to continue playing long-term, but will get enough from it that they will feel that the game is worth revisiting and maybe worth looking for again. It's cheap, which is good as well, because it's a good game which is very good on the pocket, so you don't have to pay too much. And it's the sort of game that I think with summer coming, it might be well worth investing in, because once you start getting into autumn, I think you'll really find this game will appear on the table a lot more. The only downside to the game is that, in my personal opinion, the variety is not as sort of rich as it needs to be. I think that an expansion probably won't now, but should have popped up, which sort of establishes some little bits more. I think the events, to be fair, are really skewed against you, which can be disheartening to say the least, and some people will certainly run away from the game because of that. And I just feel that the problem is, you will find that within sort of the halfway point, someone will be excelling past the game, and that's usually the first 2 players. And I understand that the 3rd and 4th player given that back foot bonus, but I think that it should be more, personally. Anyway, that's Tribes. I'm Simon, and this is Game Club, and thank you again for watching.